So over the past week, we saw Bitcoin finally break out of this massive structure that it had been in since the start of the year. And now we're starting to see Bitcoin consolidate after a move up. And as you guys know, as I've always said, after you start to see consolidation after a move up in an uptrend, it favors a continuation. So the bulls are in control here. And we're also starting to see Ethereum break out, XRP break out against Bitcoin. We're starting to see Bitcoin dominance start to pull back. So I'm going to cover all this in this video today. So we start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was in this consolidation structure since the start of the year. And we saw it go through the same structure the past 2 years. And it ended up being around the same amount of time, around 240 days approximately. And it has now broken out. So in my opinion, Bitcoin is setting up here to take the next leg up. And this is likely going to be the largest and strongest leg up, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. And the reason being is because when Bitcoin dominance drops, that is when Bitcoin has seen its largest moves historically over the past 2 cycles. So if we compare the Bitcoin chart to the Bitcoin dominance chart, the one thing you'll notice right here is this is back in 2017. Once when dominance started to slide down here, Bitcoin started its parabolic run. And its largest move came when Bitcoin dominance completely crashed here. This was when Bitcoin went up to $20,000. And then if you go back to last cycle as well, the Bitcoin dominance crash here, when it started to break below this area, coincided with Bitcoin making that run from $20,000 all the way up to $64,000. So once when Bitcoin dominance starts to crash, that is when you start to see Bitcoin make its strongest move. So because of that, I do believe that Bitcoin does have a huge move still ahead of it, and it will somewhat coincide with this drop, probably around the 50% area. That would probably be the area where Bitcoin finds its top for the cycle, but we will also see a large move during that time frame. And of course, when Bitcoin dominance drops, that's also when the alts are going to be flying, which we are starting to see now. But I believe that this is only just the start of it. And the ultimate confirmation for me will be a weekly close on Bitcoin dominance below this box. So to me, this was the last low. This was around 62%, but I would like further confirmation, and that would be below 60%. If we see Bitcoin dominance close a weekly candle close below 62 or 60%, that would be a confirmed lower low on the weekly time frame, and that would be an end to this uptrend. It would be the start of a downtrend for Bitcoin dominance, which could take a while to play out, but in the previous cycles, if you go back to 2017, this took really the whole year to play out, but then if you go back to 2021, it took about 5 months to play out. And both times, once when it broke below that 60 level, if you look over here, this was 60% back in 2021. It completely dropped. And then back here, this was 2021 as well, broke below it, dropped, and then broke below again, and then had the final big drop. So going below 60% area, 61%, which is what we're also looking at here, is the important line in the sand. So this could definitely set off Bitcoin dominance going down finally and crashing, and then starting to see the beginning of many alts running and going up exponentially. And the biggest reason why I actually do believe that Bitcoin dominance probably at this point has topped is because of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. If you look at the ETH BTC chart, to me, right, this was a downtrend since the start of 2022. Had this low, then had this move up, pulled back, but is now making a higher high. So this is the first real higher high that's made. But the ultimate confirmation for me would be getting above this 0.0296 level, which is really close to right now. If we see Ethereum break above that, that would be the last weekly low off of this downtrend. This would be a higher high against Bitcoin confirmed on the weekly time frame if it can close above. And if we are starting to see Ethereum start an uptrend against Bitcoin, there is virtually no possible way for Bitcoin dominance to go up any higher than it already has. We could see a relief rally at some point, but in my opinion, if this breaks out for Ethereum, Ethereum is on its way and Bitcoin dominance has certainly topped for this cycle. And to add to that, we are also seeing XRP break higher against Bitcoin as well. It's making a higher high here. This is on the daily time frame we'll go down to. This is a higher high, confirmed higher high. If you go to the weekly time frame, it will have the weekly close perhaps this week. And if it breaks this structure, then this is also on its way. So there's no possible way if XRP and Ethereum are both breaking higher against Bitcoin. There is no possible way for Bitcoin dominance to continue to rally higher. So in my opinion, we probably are at the cusp of what could be called alt season, or alts just starting to outperform Bitcoin. But this also means that Bitcoin is going to enter its strongest move at some point as well. We start to see Bitcoin dominance crash downward. That is the biggest sign over the past 2 cycles that Bitcoin is about to completely take off as well. So everyone will end up winning in that scenario where Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin dominance goes down, and then Ethereum, XRP, and all the other alts start to go up as well and outperform Bitcoin. So if you enjoy my content, I do have a private Patreon, which can be found in my Twitter bio, as well as the YouTube description below. I do multiple videos there a week. It also gives you access to the private Discord where you can contact me and ask me any sorts of questions, and we have discussion going on there. I did a pretty good Bitcoin dominance analysis video. It was about 11 minutes long on Tuesday. Definitely worth a watch. I will probably upload that to my YouTube channel at some point in the future, but it's definitely a very good video going over the scenarios that we've discussed in this video today. Lastly, if you are an active trader and you are interested, I do have affiliate links for Blofin. This gives you 20% cash back, which is the maximum cash back from them. I also have referral links for both Coinbase and Gemini, which are both US-based exchanges. So if you're interested in any of that, that can be found in the YouTube description below. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see what happens with Bitcoin dominance here and Bitcoin and crypto going forward.